Okay, so, hi. I am really excited. I got a new camera setup and lighting setup. It's one of those rings where you're supposed to stand like this and do makeup tutorials and stuff. But I'm really hopeful that it helps with the lighting in here. Right now I've got it down a little bit. I can turn it right up. It's going to make the iPad bounce though. That's the only problem. There we go. It's all the way up now. The only thing I don't like about it, ooh, look at how nice I look. The only thing I don't like about it is that the foot that holds the iPad in place is a little wobbly as you're gathered and will gather. But I'll show you what I've been working off of. Once again, let's just use what we have. Let me show you. All the times I've moved the camera, and you've heard, this is because it was sitting on top of this with these little doodads holding my iPad in place. And then I've been working with regular floor lamps, like $10 floor lamps from Walmart. So I'm super excited about this. I hope it helps visually. I hope it helps you see the work better. I know I still have to work on getting a new iPad, but we're not there yet. That's going to be too much money every month right now, or has been for a long time. Now, it's hot. I got to turn on the fan again in a sec. Yesterday I started working on this piece about abuse and about people who stand up to abuse and people who do nothing in the face of abuse. It's about the abuse, the abuser, the abusee, the victim, and people who stand by the wayside. So I'm just going to continue on with this. It's pencil on black gesso, and as I said in the last video, what I like about it is in some positions you catch some of the ebony or none of the ebony pencil, and then in other positions you catch all of it, or a little bit more. So it's kind of like it's an interactive piece. I love working with light. So I've got one quote down here by Flora Jessup. I'm going to pull out my phone wherever it is and start writing in another one. I also started highlighting some of the letters with blacker gesso, which I'm not sure I agree with now, but so we're going to move. Okay, so we're going to move on just a little bit. Move to the. Oh, I'm so bougie. Move to the other quote. Excuse me for a sec. Okay, so we're going to move to the other quote. So fancy, so bougie. Oh, so messy. I'm going to move on to the other quote, and then we'll see about working maybe a color in. I was going to show you the lettering, but I'm too hot. So let's turn on the fan, and let's get to work in Studio Mate. Welcome to Studio Mate in another state. Warm. And I've also got my $5 Bluetooth wannabes, so I get to listen to wine and crime while we work. Super excited. So fancy today. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you what I've written in there now. In the ebony, and then the punctuation marks are in red oil pastel. Where'd we start? Whoops. Oh. Whoops, where do we go? Where'd the first part go? Ah, I screwed up. Okay. That answers that question. Easy fix. Now I've got it. Oh, boy. New lighting, same behavior. Just nutty. Okay, so this quote is, violators cannot live with the truth. Survivors cannot live without it. I know you can't see it really because of the pencil, but that's the point. Oh, I wrote it again. Survivors cannot live without it. Survivors cannot live without it. It's okay. I'm going to stick with that. There are, oh, proofread. Okay. It's working out beautifully. It's very poetic looking. There are those who still, once again, are poised to invalidate and deny us. Yes, period. If we don't assert our truth, and I love that the way truth go away is over one another over there, but if we don't assert our truth, where's it? Comma, it may again be relegated to fantasy, period. But the truth won't go away. Won't go away. It will keep resurfacing until it is recognized. Should we try that again? Should we try it again? Okay, this was easy. Violators cannot live with the truth. Semicolon. Survivors cannot live without it. Survivors cannot live without it. I like the way that worked out. There are those who still, once again, are poised to invalidate and deny us, period. If we don't assert our truth, comma, it may again be relegated to fantasy, period. But the truth won't go away. It may again, whoop, where is that? It will keep resurfacing until it is recognized, period. All right, so we've got two quotes in there. That one is by, turn on the phone again. Come on, little you. Christine Osaka. Let's get it right. Try and help. Oksana, excuse me. Oksana, Christine Oksana, who wrote Safe Passage to Healing, a guide Safe Passage to Healing, a guide for survivors of ritual abuse. That applies, in my mind, to society, to individuals. It applies to everyone who's had to endure abuse, whether it's systemic or cultural, individual, tribal, familial. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing in between. I do have ideas for aerosols. I'm going to show you how this works. Obviously, it's upside down sideways, but you kind of getting an idea. Let me move it. See? How the lettering is there and it fades and then it pops out again. There it is. And that's what I like against about black against white, like a chalkboard. But it pulls the viewer in, and it makes them commit to understanding. There's a lot in here, though. I love the confusion of it. So once again, I'm not really sure about what I'm going to do in there. When I've done abstracts like this in the past, I've left it flat black, which makes it a little bit easier to read. And then I've scraped into it too, using a knife and stuff. And some I've actually added some patches of colors. I'm not clear on what I'm going to do beyond, like, maybe some aerosol. I don't like to add a lot of color. I like to keep it white, gray, black, and some earth brown red. But thus far, I am not committed to anything beyond these two quotes. Oh, and possibly Julian Assange over here. Maybe I'll do that now. I'll do that now. Oh, and by the way, this is called "The Sin Is Yours," relating to the quote over here. Where is it? Where'd it go? Yeah, the sin is yours. To those who abuse, the sin is yours, the crime is yours, and the shame is yours. To those who protect the perpetrators, blaming the victims only masks the evil within, making you as guilty as those who abuse. Stand up for the innocent or go down with the rest, Flora Jessup. So that's this quote in here. So it's, the sin is yours. Where's Julia? Okay. Oh, I'm totally sweaty. So yeah, Julian Assange's quote is down here, and it's very clear. Where are my glasses? Capable, generous men do not create victims, period. They nurture victims. So this is very clear, whereas this is kind of a convoluted mess, which is what happens when we have social change and we have uprisings. The victims aren't always heard. The people who want to be heard aren't heard. And then there's people on either side fighting, no, you can't have equality. No, you can't have the same rights as me. But then there's always a man in a white hat, a white man who comes along and saves the day. It's exhausting. Whereas we're screaming about abuse and stopping abuse and holding people accountable. and talking about people who just sit on the sidelines and go, yeah, yeah. The man in the white hat will come along and save us all. And decide, no, 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 like in The Birdcage. What's her name in The Birdcage? God, I hate her. I hated that movie. In The Birdcage, all the characters do nothing but denigrate Nathan Lane's character, and it upset me greatly. I cried at the movie. Do you have to be so you, from Robin Williams, in disgust when Nathan Lane's character was trying to please him. Do you have to be so you? They put him down and put him down and put him down and put him down and put him down, and Robin Williams belittled and humiliated him. And then at the end, what's her name came in and she was like, but no. And some of them went, you're right. When actually throughout the entire movie, Nathan Lane was the most dependably kind, generous, humane, decent character. He was a little bit of a caricature, which was slightly offensive, but not nearly as offensive as even his partner denigrating him and defaming him. And this girl, whatever her name is, coming in at the end going, no, we can't do this anymore, it's wrong. Julian Assange is that person. In this particular piece, my fanciness today. But right now, I'm going to go in, look at this, I am sweating beyond sweating, so I'm going to go in and cool off and have some lunch, and we'll do another one, all right? Hope that the lighting helped a little bit. We're going to check it out. I can't wait to see what it's like now. Apparently I'm supposed to have better looking skin with this thing, which I'm really, really worried about. Anyway, we'll see you again soon. Ready? I'm going to make the camera shake. I'm going to make the camera shake.